Welcome everyone to another AFK video. Happy New Year's to everybody. So, on New Year's Day, we were treated to a really cool spoiler from the Gundam TCG. So, today I'm going to do a preview for Providence Gundam and Rala Creuset, its pilot. So, say what you will about Gundam Seed. I know it's a divisive series, but one thing that I've always thought is that it definitely has some of the best mobile suit design, bar none, to this day. So Providence Gundam, especially, was one of my favorite mobile suits from that show. So I'm really happy that it got a card, and I'm really happy that it's the kind of support that ZAFT really needs in order to really be, well, I don't want to say top tier, but to give it a chance to, really shine. All right, without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to go with Providence Gundam to start. So Providence Gundam is a red level 7 5-cost unit. It is a 5/5 ZAFT trait that links with Rala Creuset. Okay, so during pair with the ZAFT pilot, during your turn, all of your ZAFT units get AP +2. Attack, choose one enemy unit. Deal 1 damage to it for every 4 AP this unit has. All right, so that AP +2 is a godsend, especially in the ZAFT archetype. The fact that you can get it off of just the pair, right? You don't need a link, which is really nice considering that a lot of ZAFT pilots require link conditions, right? But this one, not the case. So this AP +2 is very relevant to ZAFT units specifically because a lot of their cards have to have 5 AP or more in order to activate them, right? So you've got units like Dual Gundam, you've got units like Aegis Gundam, the Lego, and Blitz Gundam, right? So all of these ZAFT units either want to have 5 AP or want units to have 5 AP in order to get some kind of extra benefit. So this free AP +2 makes it so that a lot of your units are either already there or they don't need to rely on support abilities, right? You don't need to rely on the Vesalius base in order to get that last little boost. Another one of the things that I hadn't really noticed before because I didn't really play ZAFT was that ZAFT pilots only have 1 AP. Like all of the ones that exist right now, like Atherin, Diarca, and Izak all only give +1 AP, and Atherin is the only one that gives +2 in the HP department. Right. So the card also says that all ZAFT units, right? Not other ZAFT units. So it also gives itself a +2 AP bonus, right? On top of the bonuses that it's getting from the pilot that you pair to it, right? So at base, right, with the pilots that I'm using anyways, Providence Gundam at minimum is going to be an 8/6, which is pretty respectable, right? I mean, those are pretty ludicrous stats, on top of all the other abilities. Now, the second ability honestly feels like gravy. If they had just given us the first ability, I would have been okay. But this second ability is actually really powerful. It feels like a lot of the units from Steel Requiem have these abilities that allow you to kind of claw your way back into the game, right? So like this guy, not only do you get this huge unit, right? You get to attack into an enemy base or an enemy unit that's really big, and you can fling some damage at something else, which may or may not be able to destroy something. But with that, you're able to clear a lot of your opponent's resources so they don't, like if they have a really wide board, maybe you have a chance at kind of stabilizing. So depending on your opponent's board state, I mean, you could really devastate, what they've got on board, right? So if you combine it with Buster Gundam, Blitz Gundam, and a Gamma base, right? You can potentially set up, to destroy 2 of your opponent's units and, a base or a shield, right? So I'm thinking that this is definitely going to be a 4 of auto include in your ZAFT decks. Don't see any reason why I would run it any lower. because you definitely want to see this every game that you're running this deck. So for sure, for me, 4 of, no questions. All right, so next up, we've got Creuset, the pilot, right? So he's a red, level 4, 1 cost with, when linked, choose one ZAFT base card from your trash, add it to your hand. He's a ZAFT unit, and he gives +2/+1. All right, so as I mentioned before, he is the very first ZAFT pilot that gives +2 AP, which again is also really helpful for those 5 AP requirements, right? So he gives you 2 AP, so a lot of the 3 AP units can get there just off of the pilot, right? And you also run into situations, the 1 AP buff from the Versalius base will straight up give you exactly what you need to get you that 5 AP, right? Just like every other ZAFT pilot, it has a link condition. The link condition is actually really nice in that it can get you a base. So when you see this card in your hand, along with a base, you can throw it out early to get a bit of card advantage, and you don't have to worry about it getting destroyed because you can bring it back later, right? And even if you can't get the link, I mean, again, that 2 AP is going to be useful for unlocking a whole bunch of your other units. All right. Well, overall, I love that these cards are getting printed. I ZAFT was not one of the strategies that I thought about immediately when they released, but fairly recently, I thought, maybe a Zap deck would be really nice. And then these cards come out, and then I'm just like, oh, well, now I'm all in, obviously. But yeah, what do you guys think about these cards? Are these auto includes in your decks? And if they are, like, how many do you think you should run? So let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.